Welcome to another Women Wednesday. Today we're speaking with Maryanne Gore, the President of Canberra Women in Business. We're speaking with Maryanne because she's pretty well connected and well known across the business landscape in the ACT. Maryanne, welcome to Women Wednesday. Can you start by telling us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in business in Canberra?
Thanks, Dinah. I was the Chief Executive at our family company, Project Lighting, for about 28 years. I retired in 2017 from full-time work to focus on my family and my other volunteer activities that I do. Our business is a lighting, retail and electrical wholesale business throughout Canberra and southern New South Wales. So I've had a wide variety of experiences in that job. Where, I usually did whatever anybody else doesn't want to do, I got the job of doing. So went to IT and human relations and processes and systems and advertising and insurance and anything anybody said, this needs doing.
You'll do it, yeah. Would you describe your experience in business as very much learning on the go?
Oh, I did. I started in 1989, straight out of the public service. So going into private enterprise, many of my colleagues were a bit maybe confronted with the way I would do things in a calm and steady and organised way.
Yes.
But I think they gave me the private enterprise injection over the time because compared to government expenditure, if you need something, you buy it.
Yes, absolutely. That's a big difference, isn't there, between private and public sector, that's for sure, that's for sure. And can you tell us a little bit about the other ways that you contribute to the community? As you said, you volunteer in a number of areas as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. Canberra Women in Business is probably my most time-consuming and biggest volunteer role. I joined in 2006, won the Business Woman of the Year in 2016, and after that I joined the committee to pay back, sort of. I was a general member for a while, and then I became the treasurer, and once again, learning on the job. And then this year in March, I've taken up the presidency.
Just making yourself a little busier.
True. And what my other volunteer things that I like to do, I'm a volunteer reader at Radio 1RPH, where we turn print into sound. I'm a volunteer mentor at Clemente, which is a St Vincent de Paul program jointly run with Australian Catholic University that reconnects adults with tertiary education. I was a Calvary Hospital volunteer about once a month, and I've been doing that for about 2 years, except that when we had the COVID lockdown, we had to cease all visitations to the hospital. So haven't been doing that for a while, but I'm keen to get back to do that one time.
Yeah, yep.
And I also did my son's basketball team manager role, but luckily someone else has taken that over for this season, so I've got a bit more time to spend back with Canberra Women in Business.
They do say if you want something done to ask a busy person to do it, don't they?
Yes.
What makes you want to be involved in so many different community groups in Canberra?
Yeah, well, look, I feel I'm storing up indulgences for myself because one day I might need this help in the future. And you know, as I go around at the hospital, there's so many people there who, I mean, sometimes they do have their family to visit them, but many people don't, and I just feel so sad for those people that they have to go through this whole boring hospital day with no entertainment or other outlet. I mean, the beautiful nurses and orderlies in the hospital are lovely, but it's not like having someone come and visit you for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Canberra's very lucky to have you by the sounds of it. And tell us a little bit about Canberra Women in Business as well. It's a very important organisation. It empowers women in business in Canberra. Do you want to tell us a little bit about CWB and how important you think it is in our community?
Yeah, sure. So the CWB actually formed as an offshoot from the Canberra Business Chamber way back in the 70s. At that time, it was extremely male dominated. It's definitely changed now. Many of the staff in Canberra Business Chamber are female, but at those times there was nothing for business women, and it was a totally unserved niche. But as the time's gone on, I think it is still relevant to have a women's only business organisation. For one thing, I joined because I don't play golf, so where else are you going to meet people who are also in business?
That's a really
private
good point.
business. So out of it, I've had friendship and connection. I've learnt from others and invited speakers. I've picked up tips that have saved my business money, and maybe by my participation, I hope others could learn from my example. In a normal year, we would have a monthly networking event, or dinners, or breakfasts or lunches with invited speakers. But, of course, we haven't been able to run events this year.
For sure.
But we are going to run our annual awards program, which we have done for the past 12 years, which rewards women who will apply in a couple of different categories for their service and their innovation and their leadership and their initiative and their innovation, because there's not many women don't tend to seek that kind of recognition, and we want to show by the advertising and our vehicle how great the women in our community are, making a real difference to the economic life of our country.
Maryanne, there are a number of different categories for awards. Can you tell us what those categories are?
We have a couple of different categories. Of course, the main Businesswoman of the Year, sort of the top award, but we also have categories for young businesswomen who are 30 years and under, and the past applicants and winners that we've had in that category, wow, they are amazing. Last year we inaugurated the Indigenous Businesswoman of the Year, so this will be our second year of awarding that category. Then we have Social Impact, which is for people who work in non-profit organisations, for purpose, areas like public service or peak organisations that help in the social capital of our community. Then we have our Innovation Businesswoman of the Year. I've forgotten one. Small, of course, that's right, the Small Businesswoman of the Year. Yep. That's for companies that have 20 or fewer.
Maryanne, as you've said, you won the Businesswoman of the Year in 2016, and I've done a little bit of reading about you, and I have seen where you've said that particular award actually helped you move forward in your career.
It did, and not only myself, but if you see the other people who have won these awards, it's their first stepping stone and experience to greater things. We've had, following on from this, we've had Telstra Businesswomen go on, and many other awards that they've had the confidence to go for after winning CWB awards.
Yeah, so it's a really important vessel or avenue for women in business in Canberra.
Yes, please come and practice on us.
Absolutely. So if you know someone out in the community who is a great woman in business and you think that they should be rewarded, how do they go about putting in an application for that person or nominating that person?
Our awards open on the 10th of September, which is this Thursday. It's fairly easily found on our website. We'll be on that day, and the nomination link is right there on our website if you look at the awards area.
And how important is it to give people these sorts of stepping stones, do you think, Maryanne?
It's really important because we need to recognise these people, give them some kudos and recognition, and then that will give them an inspiration and a vehicle for advertising their business more widely, and hopefully their business will grow, and that will result in a better economic life for our whole capital region, our country.
Maryanne Gore, thank you for joining us for Women Wednesday. Massive congratulations on your career in business. Thank you for all you do as a volunteer in our local community, and best of luck with the awards. We can't wait to hear about the winners.
That's all right, Dinah. Thanks very much for calling me.